Well, I started back in 2003. I was working for a defense contractor, and I was a project manager. And one of the things that happened was I was at the crossroads where I might not be able to continue with that organization. They were thinking about having some layoffs. The contract was coming to an end, and so I began thinking about how am I going to take care of my family. That was the main reason that I started to decide to go into business, to really take care of my family and try to take a little bit of control of the business situation. So I started by going to get my business license here at the city of Jacksonville, and then fast forward a couple of years and got an opportunity to start doing some bids for the Super Bowl that came to Jacksonville. And all while I kept my day job. You know, I had to keep food on the table, and while I got my business going. And then, so that's how I got my start. One of the biggest reasons that I made the transition from my home is that I had known about Beaver Street. They had been out there for a couple of years. I'd seen them at the Black Expo and met with some of the founding members of Beaver Street to talk to them about my ideas, but I wasn't ready to leave my home until I had a contract. And we finally started to get a few contracts, and it was time to go, and especially since my wife was telling me I needed to get out of the house. But we looked around at different office spaces and things like that, but I knew that as I got a start in business, I needed kind of a team to be with me, and finally came down to Beaver Street, because I'd heard about some other incubators around town, but I thought that there was a good match at the Beaver Street Enterprise Center. Well, the biggest thing that Beaver Street had to offer, and I tell everybody this, is that they allowed me to focus on doing business. I didn't have to worry about the lights, the bathroom, the IT system, or any of those things. I was able to concentrate on my business. They also offered a nice sounding board for all of the different ideas that I had in the government arena. They did not necessarily have experience in that business, but they did have experience in taking care of business from a financial standpoint, from how do you set up the business to how you market your business, and also if you have problems. It was really I call it an extra man on my team, having the entire Beaver Street Enterprise Center backing me up. Well, one of the things that Beaver Street has to offer is that it's kind of a focal point for small business and entrepreneurship because of the classes that it offers, because of the relationships that it has within the city. Folks at Beaver Street have access to they have access to all of those resources at one central location. As a small business, it's very hard for you to create a banking relationship, a finance relationship, get training, all to seek those out individually. They're all concentrated at Beaver Street, or you can ask them the question, and someone will be able to point you in the right direction. That's what you really need as you're navigating, growing your business. I started back in 2003, just me, myself, and I, and like you said, an idea. You fast forward through the Super Bowl, where we had a little bit of revenue, and then in 2007, we had about $250,000 worth of revenue in 2007. In 2006, we had about $192,000 in revenue. In 2008, we had $6.5 million worth of revenue, and we went from 4 people to 37 people in a 12-month span, and that has been tremendous growth. But we could not have done that without having the background, also having the support network. And that's what I think that all businesses need, is a support network around them to succeed. And that is what Beaver Street has offered to us over the last 12 months, and continue to do that as we transition. Well, we've come out of Beaver Street, and we still want to maintain a relationship at Beaver Street Enterprise, because we believe that that's a long-term business relationship that is a strategic benefit to our company and the community. We had the great opportunity to move into a 5,000 square feet facility here off of St. John's Bluff in the Industrial Parkway. It's got 3,000 square feet on the ground floor and about 1,900 square feet on the second on the second floor. We're expanding from our training into software engineering and doing test and evaluations for the government and government services. So we believe that the expansion in space is exactly what we needed as we go forward. We also believe that we're going to expand just by being out in the south side of Jacksonville and having other business relationships on this side of town. The opportunity, like you said, sky's the limit out here right now with regards to our main focus of training. We've picked up environmental business over the last 12 months, and we also have a new construction engineering division that we're standing up as well. So we're expanding in all areas, just trying to provide that service to the government that is what our specialty is. Well, I think that our primary focus has been training and training systems in the defense arena, but we've figured out very quickly that the economy is changing and it's being very diverse, and so we've moved into the environmental and green initiatives, and that is a big piece. We also know that because of the new economy and the way that folks are going to have to be retrained, we believe that training is always going to be a key component of moving into the future. I think that information management, because there's so many different things going on, how are folks going to have to adjust to the new economy? That's why we've changed a little bit. That's why, you know, a year ago or 6 months ago, being in the environmental business or being in the construction business wasn't a primary focus. However, we see that there's a lot of infrastructure repair for the government. There's a lot of green initiatives. There's a lot of job retraining. The way folks did business a few years ago is not the same as they're going to be doing it in the future. And so we're trying to stay ahead of that. Also, it's a great time for entrepreneurs. When the economy is contracting, it's changing, there's uncertainty. Those who have great ideas, there's still a great opportunity for them to go forward with those ideas because they could provide solutions for the future. And I think that that's why it's exciting for us. It's exciting to be out here each and every day trying to make new relationships and grow our business. So I see it's a great opportunity for small businesses out there today.